reset. Sandy's on a rampage. That's going to be cleaner first than Wizards. Oh, that's just pure damage. The knockout. Here goes the moment of slowness. And the Hulker is there for the cleanup.
Yeah, bit of a fight, ladies and gents. Keepers Verdi gets used. Ito naman ginamit din.
There is the Orb of Deception. Holy!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we head down a little bit south for the Garena Collegiate League 2017 summer term. Of course, by south all the way down, I'm talking about the Mindanao Conference. And of course, with all this is powered by Lenovo. Challenge what you know. We are going to be your casters for today. Arctic at your service, fam. Of course, with me is Chisto. And my oh my, do we have a special treat for you as we head into a semifinals game between Xavier University versus Cagayan de Oro College. Of course, as seen in our schedule right here, it is going to be a best of 3 with XU and COC taking the stage for our first match. Second match is going to be ADDU versus LDCU. So quite the number of intense games that we have today to see who will ultimately be one step closer to becoming the champion of the Mindanao Conference.
Yeah, so let's talk about the best of 3 matchup here. I mean, the format will change from the initial round robin during the conference stage, and I think teams need to adapt to a best of 3 settings. Of course, after the first game, you'll see kind of what both teams want to strategize and plan for your team, and you need to adapt after the first game onto the possible second game and even into possible third game. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams manage in the best of 3 setting.
I mean, yeah, especially since there has been this talk in competitive where some teams, they excel within the best of ones, like the round robins when they only have to face a game 1. But syempre iba pa rin yung best of 3 kasi andun rin yung pressure na you have to, if you win a first game, you want to try to keep up the momentum. Pag natalo ka naman, syempre nandun din yung pressure na kailangan mo mag-rebound. But looks like we're not going to hold you back any further as we head into the pick and ban phase dito nga between Xavier University and Cagayan de Oro College for game 1.
Yeah, and of course, for pick and ban phase, it's also very important, especially in the best of 3, you don't want to reveal that much about your strategies during pick and ban so the enemy team doesn't get to adapt that much. So far, it's pretty standard bans here across the board. I think 2 target bans towards the mid lane, towards Xerxes from Xavier University with the Lucian and Oriana.
So there you have it. Looks like bans going to be thrown out right there. Again, quick recap, Lucian, Oriana, and Sejuani, as well as Lulu Galio and wow, Graves ban actually. So that's the interesting thing about these conferences. Kasi aside from respect bans, sometimes because of how different these conferences are, minsan may sariling identity, kaya I would kind of say they all have their own mini meta in a sense.
Yeah, I definitely think Mindanao has interesting picks in their pocket. They definitely do not conform to what meta the Luzon teams play.
Exactly.
And it shows here, I mean, Sion coming out from possibly the top lane for Milkin. I think Sion is one of those sleeper tank picks. He is a very effective, he could also be jungle, but let's wait to see if it is locked in. But of course, for Xavier University, going potentially for a Zyre or Khan bot lane combo, a very potent duo lane.
Duo bot goals right there for Admajoram and Voss. So, I'm really interested in seeing how the Sion pick will work out. Though for Milky, looks like that Gragas is going to be locked in for Liberabit as we await the final pick that will round things up for the first rotation of picks for Cagayan de Oro College. Is that going to be a John? I won't be surprised if it is, though.
Okay, so now with the picks coming out from Cagayan de Oro College, Xavier University can opt to ban out potential AD carries here or mid laners, and Cagayan de Oro College doing the smart thing here, banning the Nard, which counters both Sion and Cho'Gath in the top lane matchup. And of course here, the Kog'Maw ban targeting Fleek. Of course, Fleek is a very good AD carry, and I've seen him perform really well, but it's up to the rest of the team to step up along with him. And the Maokai as well.
Heavy bans. A lot of focus here towards AD carry for Xavier University as well as top lane naman para dito sa Cagayan de Oro College. So let's see though, Tristana gonna be a hover over. Wouldn't be surprised though if that's gonna be a lock-in for Fleek there on
Fleek?
Yeah.
So
a little bit of millennial terminology right there.
Trundle is up. Trundle is a good anti-tank counter here, and I think Kageyandor swept over that and actually respected the Maokai more.
Ooh, Trundle. Wow.
Ooh, so this is an Annie lock-in though.
I would love to see an Annie in competitive for LCL if that is indeed going to be a lock-in for Monster AG. Fun fact though, as far as solo queue, I forgot which season. I think this was just last season. There was one player, the first person that attained Challenger for the Philippines. One of the champions that he played as a frequent during the time he was climbing was Annie actually.
Yeah, Annie's a fairly simple champion to play. I mean, she's pretty straightforward. Just stack your stun, flash tibbers, and just kill enemy team with all this AoE. But in a competitive setting, Annie has been seen more as a support pick. But with Xavier University already having their Archon, I think this Annie's definitely going to the mid lane.
Yeah.
And Kageyandor College will respond with the Corki. So pretty standard drafts from both teams, except for the Annie pick, which is rather unorthodox, of course. We've talked about how unorthodox Mindanao as a region is. So interesting to see how the Annie pick pans out. It's definitely very snowbally pick. If Annie does get ahead in the early game, she can look to roam to the side lanes really quick, but Corki also can roam very potently with the package once it spawns.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Kageyandoro's draft here. I mean, tanks and then hyper carries. It's a really good mix of damage as well with the Corki magic damage and a lot of safety with the Janna. It's up to Xavier University to look for these good engages with the Recon.
So there you have it, folks. Both sides have their compositions locked in. This is going to be Xavier University versus Kageyandor College in a best of 3 to allow whichever side to make it into the finals here. So I'm interested in seeing who you guys think is going to make it right in. Of course, we're going to bring the action all to you, Arctic and Cheese, though, right after you, third. And man, oh man, because for this particular game here, Xavier University, I definitely have high expectations of them because of their history in the LCL already as is. And I think it definitely showed in the Mindanao Conference. They're definitely a team that is to contend with. Meanwhile, COC definitely have to flex some muscle here in this case, but looks like we're not going to be holding guys back any longer. Dito nga tayo sa Game 1 between Xavier University and Kageyandor College. Let's see who will build up the momentum into a first win.
Yeah, Xavier University having a bit of fun there, flashing their badges, and I think they support Longju here as they do have the Longju emote.
A little bit of world spirit right there.
Sadly though,
sad
Longju is out of Worlds, but let's not delve into that and just focus on this game. Invade coming out from Xavier University. Annie has a very potent invade since she already has a stun charged up and a lot of follow-up CC from the rest of Xavier University. Will they find someone from Cagayan?
Ooh, are they gonna get Bleak? Ooh, looks like they will spot out Bleak right there. Might not necessarily lead into any potential first bloods though. That is going to be COC backing away as they are short. Well, not really short one man. Xerxes is in the vicinity, but still, would have been interesting.
Milky has no items.
Oh.
I think he forgot to buy items when he walked out of base.
Oopsie.
Kind of a lapse in focus there. I wonder if he's realized it yet, but oh, I think he's actually gonna cheese here. He's gonna go for the blue buff steal.
Oh.
Or will he?
I wonder, is this some kind of strategy that Kageyandor College is going for? We have been pegging them for these rather interesting picks, and potentially not just the picks here, but strategy as well. Let's see how this goes for Milky, though. I'm not quite sure how that'll go.
I think Milky just forgot to buy his items. It's gonna put him in a disadvantage in the Trundle lane. But as far as the blue buff invade I talked about earlier, there's this cheese strategy where you can execute to a blue buff as Cyan, take it, and if you get executed, you don't lose the buff, so you can go to lane with the blue buff or potentially a red buff if you do go for that. But Milky just not in focus here, not buying items when they walked out.
I wonder if this will potentially hurt him in the laning phase against Trundle. So far, looks like both sides have gotten the perfect trailer though, but still Monsieur AJ really going at it. That will be first blood going into the cute little girl in the mid lane, Annie.
Yeah, Annie getting that first blood, very big for him, and Xerxes using the cleanse just to take off the ignite there.
Ooh, knocked up there
not enough.
on to Fleek though, taking quite a bit of damage though. Will be Rocket jumping his way out of there, but still ending the trade a little bit on the lower spectrum of health.
Yeah, good trade there coming out from Xavier University. But
Libera
there's a
bit
gank in the top
though.
lane.
Fortunately, will force a flash though from Milky, so not bad.
Yeah, so let's talk about the trading in the bot lane. For Xavier University, they want to watch out for the Eye of the Storm Shield from Janna because after the change to Janna in the recent patches, her E-Shield cooldown has been increased quite fairly. It's already at the I think 15 to 16 second cooldown at the early levels, so it's a huge window for this Rakan to dive in, and Rakan is very mobile.
Xavier University getting that kill, but yeah, as you were saying.
All of them actually misclicked the turret there, shielding the turret instead of Fleet, and Fleet not even respecting the damage, not even using the barrier.
Ooh, Milky gonna try to go for the chase here against Vader. I gotta say though, kudos to actually did go back earlier. Oh wait, no.
He got punished for not buying an item in lane.
Okay, so what he did go for was he went for this Bomby Cinder and then teleported back to lane and then died.
Quite a lucky start here for Cagayan de Oro College, but of course they do have the scaling in their favor, and they do have the team fight 5v5 in their favor. So let's see if they can slow the game down. And for Xavier University, I want to see them just continue to push the pace because they already have Annie ahead, they already have Trundle ahead. Let's see if Annie could potentially roam to a side lane and translate her lead into her teammates' lead as well.
Yeah, I mean, overall, this is looking very good for Xavier University, I gotta say. I'm kind of wondering if this will kind of be a snowball in a way for them, because we have seen these instances wherein teams just go into full throttle. Libera bit gonna body slam there into Circeus. Monster AG getting the stun, and that will be a secured kill.
Great setup in the gank there, almost zero counterplay. Corki not even able to Valkyrie away, just perma-stun. But there's a fight in the bot lane.
Indeed, heal gonna be forced there from Admin. Has to be a little bit more careful though there.
You know, so with Corki this behind, he needs to pick up a bit of MR to survive these ganks. He might want to potentially build a Hex Drinker because Gragas and Annie is a lot of magic damage in the early game.
Still though, with everything set and done. Oh, that's gonna be the rocket jump in. Mad Majorum will be forced to flash away though, leaving Khan behind Voss though, maybe taking a bit more than he could chew in this case. Tries to fancy footwork his way out of there. Looks like Liberbit will be going on to all of love here with Veritas getting the chomp onto that support with another kill. 1 for 1.
Yeah, good thing for Fleet there to take the kill onto Ad Majorum, but good response from Xavier using their teleport advantage there. Veritas able to pick up a kill. It's gonna put him even further forward in this lane. Now with the Tiamat, this Trundle is gonna push in the Sion over and over, and Sion will just be forced to farm under tower.
So there you have it. Goal difference now actually more than 2,000. Quite early on, I gotta say. Doesn't seem like much, but then again, considering that you're only 6 minutes, 30 minutes into the game, not exactly... That's actually pretty substantial in itself.
Yeah, and that can be accredited to Xavier's draft here. They drafted early game picks. They have stronger lanes across the board. Plus, their jungler is a better the Gragas pick clears faster than Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath needs a few more levels in order to clear the jungle a bit faster and be effective. And the Gragas ganks are just easier to pull off compared to the Cho'Gath because Body Slam Flash is such a good combo, whereas Cho'Gath has to land a Rupture, which is pretty easy to juke in this level of play. So Xavier University just playing to their strengths, using that early game to secure a lead.
And yun yung actually maganda kapag nag-run ka ng early game composition tapos
yeah, be proactive.
Yeah, kung makapag-proactive ka tapos ma-establish mo yung ganitong lead na gaya na meron ng Xavier University ngayon, gonna work in their favor, I gotta say. Tapos, kind of goes the reverse way for Cagayan de Oro College though. Lalo pag alam mo yung strength mo is gonna eventually manifest in the late game. Pero kapag early game pa lang, hindi ka maka-build up ng solid na start, doon ka magkakaroon ng problema. Like, even though technically by the minutes of the game, you might be in the late game, pero if build-wise, where you want to be, you're not quite there, then yan ang magiging downfall ng Cagayan de Oro College.
Yeah, as for picks go, I'm a big fan of teams that draft proactive champions, champs who can really take over early game and give your team leads. As for what Cagayan de Oro College did, they do have these scaling champions in Corki, Tristana, and Zion, but they didn't pick a jungler that can act as a bridge towards the late game and provide security. I mean, Cho'Gath will not have enough early pressure during the starting stages of the match. If they've opted for a different jungler, potentially a Rek'Sai or so, they could have had more gank pressure, and that Rek'Sai potentially could have acted as a bridge, but they've settled for this Cho'Gath and their lanes are being punished for it.
Yeah, this is quite tricky right now for Cagayan de Oro College. And overall, kung titingnan nyo actually, yung lead ng Xavier University ngayon, nagmamanifest dito sa CS differences across the board, lahat ng lanes, lamang sa CS. Versus Cagayan de Oro College, it looks like that's gonna be the body slam in. Looks like explosive fast. In that case, I'm sure AG taking quite the damage, though will get shut down by Circeus, but looks like that will be the double kill. Tibbers, vengeance is real. Looks like Libera, but will have to back away, though. Voss will be joining the fray. Is he going to try to force something onto Milky, though? Doesn't have the follow-up damage to do so, though, but still does not deter Xavier University from the lead that they have right now.
Yeah, definitely worth on that trade. 2 for 1 in a 3v2 situation. Milky collapsing to that mid lane. If Veritas opted to collapse, I think Milky would have died. But since Milky is already behind and Veritas is ahead, Veritas is going to be able to push this tower here, and Milky will lose even more CS and gold just because he opted to help his mid laner out.
Sa mga pagkakataon na ganito, for Cagayan de Oro College, even though they're late game, they would do much more better in the late game. In a way, kasi people might be thinking na
they're playing bad.
They're playing bad, pero technically when you're running a late game, you're kind of allowed these opportunities to suffer a few casualties kasi it's natural in the sense because of Xavier University's draft wherein they have all the room in the world to be proactive. Pero looks like we have 3 members of Xavier University converging onto Milky, or Milky trying to run his way out. I don't think that'll prevent the inevitable. Libera gets the kill.
Yeah, proactive roam again coming from Xavier University. I mentioned the Annie roaming to a side lane, and now the pressure Annie has in the mid lane has gave Veritas an even larger lead because of the roam. And yeah, like you mentioned, late game team comps, they're the type of comps that do have a time bomb. It's like a time bomb.
Yes.
At some point in the game, your comp is just not going to be able to fight them. But aggression in the mid lane.
Might be going down to Ray, though. Does manage to take down Circeus before going... Oh, it's actually It's basically a trade almost with the assistance of Ray.
Unlucky by Circeus missing the rocket that could have saved his life there.
Man.
But I think Annie got the Q off as well.
Yeah. So there you have it, though. Cagayan de Oro College, ang gusto kasi nilang mangyari dito is, as much as possible, they want to hold off from suffering as many casualties as they can para maging swabe yung transition nila into the late game. Pero if they allow Xavier University to pick up these kills continuously, then kahit umabot sa late game, if by the levels and by items they're behind, it wouldn't matter. Technically, they'd be in the late game if yung where they're at themselves isn't quite where they want to be.
Yeah, and like I said, if you draft these late game team comps, if you select these champions, you need a champ that can act as a bridge towards that late game. You need to provide safety. Like during the downtime of your comp, you need a champ that can fight the enemy team and just relieve so much pressure for your team. But with the way their draft went, Xavier University just picking early game and winning early game just how it's supposed to go.
Agreeably so. And if we're going to talk about bridges for them to transition into that late game, honestly, I wouldn't say there's as many options as I would have hoped for. Sure, they have some pretty good disengage in the form of Janna, and they could kind of kite around by hopefully landing a few knockups with Cho'Gath. But other than that, probably not as many options as I would have hoped for.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a fight here contesting the Mountain Drake.
AJ caught in a very tight place here, gets collapsed on by 4 members. A lot of ultimates exhausted by COC, though. Voss getting the kill onto Circeus. 3 members of Xavier University looking for vengeance for their fallen mid laner. Looks like Fleek might be the next casualty here. Voss continuing the chase onto these 2 members here. Doesn't quite take down Fleek there, though. That will end in a 1 for 2 still.
Still chasing.
And Voss really wants to get the kill here. Misses the knockup, though.
Yeah, good juke there by Fleek. And earlier you mentioned bridges. For Cagayan de Oro's comp, I see Corki acting as a bridge because he does have a bit of early game power once he completes Trinity Forcer and there's one more item. But since Monsieur AJ got so much gank pressure from Liberabit, he was able to put the Corki behind and the bridge from Cagayan de Oro College just collapsed.
Collapsed not only because of where Cerseus is at right now, but looking at its itemization, as you mentioned, Trinity Force is one of the key items on Cerseus right now, but because of all the pressure in the world coming in from Liberabit and with where Monsieur AJ is at right now, 590, instead of going for the Trinity Force, is forced to actually build the Hex Drinker.
Yeah, and the Hexing does delay the power spike coming for the Corki, and All of Love just face checking into the Fed Annie gets nearly gets 100 to 0 quite fast there.
Ooh, Monsieur AJ gonna go for this red cup though. He goes where he pleases in this case, I gotta say. But it is gonna be caught out between Cerseus as well as Fleek.
Good flash.
He has the flash though to get out, but looks like Cerseus actually Valkyries into potential doom for him.
Quite over-aggressive play from Xerxes, just wanting to get the trade kill even though he already got the advantage by burning the Annie flash. Of course, Annie plus a flash is a very potent way to engage onto the enemy's backline, and even if they have the Janna, if Annie stuns the Janna, within that 1.5 second stun, Janna will not be able to act or do anything to actually provide safety for Cagayan de Oro College. And right now, being behind, what Cagayan de Oro has to do is they have to reset what their game plan. They have to not get flustered by this and potentially look at the second game and see how they're going to beat what game plan Xavier University is throwing at them.
Indeed, because if you look at this is quite the predicament that Cagayan de Oro College is in right now, and I'm actually interested in also seeing kung paano gagamitin ng Xavier University itong Rift Herald na nakuha nila, because they have a lot of options as far as what they could do across this map right now, especially with all their members across the board are up with positive KDAs. So we'll just have to see the knock up here coming in on to Milky, force the flash away. Man, tricky for COC right now.
Yeah, Xavier University just walking towards this win here, using their lead, just pushing their advantage even further, and Cagayan de Oro College has to do something to sort of react, find a good engage or get a pick or two.
Indeed, so Admajoram really doing some work here onto Milky. Damage is real. Will be able to take him down. Has to be careful though. Doesn't want to get pummeled down by that revived orb, but looks like Blake getting his own kill on to Monsieur here. Admajoram really dealing some major damage, and that will be Liberabit joining the party here. Will be zoning, gets the knock up onto Fleek, and that will be more damage. Shutdown onto Fleek right there. That will be an exchange of shutdown though by Cerseus. Liberabit does actually get instant vengeance.
Yeah, but even with the 4v5 in the bot lane, going 4 for 4, 4 for 2 I believe, Veritas able to push the top lane with the Rift Herald, and look at, that's how far ahead Xavier University is. They don't need their top lane in order to win these fights, and I do believe Cagayan de Oro is playing a bit split up right now. Really messy team fighting from them, and at this point, I think they just need to reset for the next game.
Indeed.
Xavier University is super far ahead now, and I don't see a world where Cagayan de Oro comes back into this game.
Like, the only way they could potentially come back into this game is if Xavier University in some parallel universe kind of starts throwing in the most weirdest
Yes,
ways
all
possible.
5 of them just right-click the Nexus,
Yeah,
like the well.
like just go
just
straight,
walk
walk
there.
into it.
But that's not gonna happen, of course.
But yeah, exactly. I mean, Xavier University, I gotta say, they were definitely coming into this best of 3 with a lot of confidence, and confidence in the set that they really were proactive in the earlier parts of this game, and pulled off their composition to the T, I gotta say. You know, great work here, and I gotta commend Liberabit for really enabling his members to do so.
Yeah, I do believe Xavier University are the favorites in this matchup, and right now they're just showing why they are the favorites. They're pushing their lead and just constantly getting these skills across the map, and Cagayan de Oro, they're really, if they do want to potentially come back, they have to do something miraculous, something that is similar to a miracle.
Yeah, exactly. 18-7 right now. I wouldn't actually be surprised if it's potentially in the next 2 to 3 minutes, maybe this game finishes. We'll just have to see.
Are you predicting that this game will be pre-20 minutes?
Potentially. I mean, look at how pushed out this is right now.
You want to bet on that?
I'm not sure.
Right now, though, Xavier University are barreling down the mid lane, knocking on the base of Cagayan Oro College. Will they be able to defend?
Ooh,
Great cast.
Man, that is Ray going down. A lot of members of Xavier University. Double kill right now for Ad Majorum. Looks like they are not done just yet. We'll go back to pushing this inhibitor turret. So only 3 members of COC gonna try to go for the defense. Yoki trying to do what he can, not quite doing it. Actually, he gets rooted there by the feathers. They have to be very, very careful in this case. Still a lot of firepower coming in from Xavier University from what I can see here. Oh man, looks like this wave will be pushing in along with the top lane.
I think this is the game.
Is it? Oh wow! Is this really happening? Xavier University really is tower number 1 going down. That's going to be Nexus turret number 1. Wu Yixing turret number 2 go down, though. That's going to be COC going for the last stand in this case. Getting a lot of damage onto Boss. Boss managing to escape. Admajorum now on a rampage. A lot of low health members coming from Xavier University, though. But still, look at the kiting around. Actually, not even kiting that much. This is just XU overwhelming COC in this case. Are we going to be seeing tower number 2 go down? Though only 1 member of Xavier University is down. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Congratulations, Xavier University nailing their first win in this best of 3 in what is the semifinals.
Yeah, I think we could only describe that as a stomp by Xavier University. And right now, of course, these teams in the semi-pro, they aren't used to these best of 3 series. And what Cagayan Oro has to do, they need to reset. They need to look at the factors such as why we lost, why the enemy team won, and they need to reassess how they're gonna approach the next game and potentially make this a series, not just the 2-0 for Xavier University.
So there you have it, folks. I mean, from our discussion earlier, I think it's been pretty evident as to why Xavier University was able to win this game here. Again, early game, all the proactivity in the world was on them. They pulled it off, really overwhelmed COC to a point where there wasn't really much they could do. It was just Xavier University exerting their dominance, getting all these objectives, the pushes, all the kills in the world. Very well played, I gotta say. Convincing game 1.
Yeah, but of course, this is a BO3. There are 2 more potential games here, and let's see if COC can bounce back and make it a 1-for-1.
Indeed, we'll just have to see, Chisto. But of course, for the meantime, that has been game 1. When we do come back, will Cagayan Oro College seek that 1 win to tie themselves 1-1, or will this be the match point that Xavier University needs to propel themselves into the finals? Once again, this has been Arctic Magic Service Fam. With me is Chisto. This has been the LoL Collegiate League 2017 Summer Term powered by Lenovo. Challenge what you know. We'll be right back for game 2.
Actually, find a good engage or get a pick or 2.
Indeed, Admajorum really doing some work here on Milky. Damage is real. Will be able to take him down. Has to be careful though. Doesn't want to get pummeled down by that revived corpse. But looks like Blake getting his own kill on two Monsieurs here. Admajorum really dealing some major damage. And that will be Liberbit joining the party here. Will be zoning, gets the knock up onto Fleek, and that will be more down. Shutdown onto Fleek right there. That will be an exchange of shutdown though by Cerseus. Liberbit does actually get instant vengeance.
Yeah, but even with the 45
man, that is Ray going down. A lot of members of Xavier University. Double kill right now for Ad Majorum. Looks like they are not done just yet. We'll go back to pushing this inhibitor turret. So only 3 members of COC gonna try to go for the defense. Yoki trying to do what he can, not quite doing it. Actually, gets rooted there. His tower number 1 going down. That's gonna be Nexus turret number 1. Wu Yixing turret number 2 go down though. That's gonna be COC going for the last stand in this case. Getting a lot of damage onto Boss. Boss managing to escape. Ad Majorum now on a rampage. A lot of low health members coming from Xavier University, but still, look at the kiting around. Actually, not even kiting that much. This is just XU overwhelming COC in this case. Are we going to be seeing tower number 2 go down? Though only 1 member of Xavier University is down. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Congratulations, Xavier University nailing their first win in this best of 3 in what is the semifinals.
Yeah, I think we could only describe that as a stomp by
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.